Good morning, everyone. Welcome to my channel. I'm Marianne. You're watching Marianne's Mystic Mansions. Thank you very, very much for tuning in today. Today is June 2nd, 2021, and welcome to your Sun Sign Love Connection readings. Today's featured sign is that of Taurus, and I am going to be picking the highlighted connection for you, Taurus, as I do every day, because I read for 2 sun signs every day, and I do it right in front of you as far as the spiritually guided connection that I will be picking as your highlighted connection, Taurus, on this beautiful new month of June, second day. So we have the sign of Scorpio. Okay, that is really, really beautiful. I will tell you, as I always do with my format, for those that are new, I really appreciate you stopping in. For those that are returning, I really, really appreciate you as well. You really help me to, you lift my spirits, and that's my absolute intention for you with my readings. And I just love the support, and it's just, it means a great deal to me. So thank you so very much. Today, yes, Taurus. Well, you're an earth sign, Taurus. You are the earth element. You are a steadfast, grounded, down to earth, kind of this calming force that I think a lot of people love to have in their lives, you know, depending on what element you are. We can all use that person or love or friend or family member that as an anchor, if you will, to circumstances. Now, first and foremost, forgive my speech because I'm tripping over my words more regularly now with the retrograde in Gemini in full force. However, having said that, we are in Gemini season as well. So it's a lot about communication. It's a lot about the mind, ideas, inspirations, you know, changes, possibilities that maybe hadn't come into the forefront before, you know, ideals, like I said, definitely relationships, renewal of relationships, reinventing our relationships with ourselves and our, you know, our loved ones, our connections, as I say, love of all connections on my readings. And there's that really kind of active, fun, you know, changeable aspect of Gemini season that's happening that I think we all are feeling. And it comes every year. But what makes it a little more special this year is that we actually do have our second in the series of 2 eclipses, of course, the first being in Sagittarius on the 26th of last month, the full lunar eclipse, still feeling the effects. And that's fiery, you know, ambition and truth and, you know, future thinking and higher learning and educating ourselves, which ties in really well with the Gemini influence. And now the Gemini new moon eclipse will happen next week around Thursday on the 10th. So we're really actually starting to feel that too. There's just this surge of excitement, you know, and realization that, my gosh, we have a lot of capabilities, you know, and our minds seem to want to learn more and expand more as the days go on. And the summer brings that excitement because it allows us to maybe get around more and travel more now that things are opening up. And it just fills our heart. Now, today the moon is in Pisces, and Venus, the planet of love, which happens to also have to do with our finances, the magical things that happen in life, our aesthetics, things we like to see that make us feel good, our senses are heightened. That's in Cancer. So there you go. There's this emotional sensitivity that we're feeling. And it tends to make us really more focused on our homes and our families. That's what Cancer really represents, the sign of Cancer. You know, the mother that wants to care for and nurture and has great sensitivity, as I said, sentimentality, you know, just feeling secure and stable, and maybe redecorating your home or moving to a new home, or maybe your office, maybe your work is your second home. A lot of times it is for people if you're not actually working in your home with an office, which many people are now. And just kind of wanting to declutter and clear that mind, open the heart. You know, with the retrograde, you don't want to go fast forward necessarily into things you've already started and, you know, ideas you have, or brand new ideas particularly. But you can certainly go over them and kind of really look into the detail and the finishing touches. And then take time to just let it go. You know, you put that inspiration out there with that beautiful full moon eclipse and even the new moons in Taurus last year, which can still be affecting you. Taurus is extremely compatible with water. I mean, they're just a very complementary energy to have together. Water and earth elements are connections and combinations of love and relationships I've seen throughout all of my studies over 40 years. There's a reason for that. And you do, like I said, complement each other very well. There's the idea that earth is this sturdy, you know, kind of reliable, hopefully, you know, element that we can put our feet into and just like feel solidly, you know, placed and secure. And we're going to do the right things. We're going to work at it. We're going to, you know, use our hands and our souls and our bodies and everything and plant the seeds we need to. And when we add the water helps to nourish it and to keep it moving and growing and adding more, you know, maybe seeds or family. And fertile time is extremely a big part of the whole Cancer aspect of this time with Venus. And then also, you know, we're moving into Cancer season on the 20th. That's later, and we'll talk about that for the second half of the month readings. But right now, you know, you're the earth sign that's very interested in stability. You know, I mean, you are great when it comes to working and investing in the right things and being very, very steadfast about it, Taurus. You are known as the money sign, and you seem to accumulate it very well. You're very smart about money, and so are Cancers, you know, but that's not, you're highlighted, you're actually Scorpio today. Scorpios are very, very capable of amassing wealth too. What's interesting is that both you and Scorpio are fixed signs, which means you are dedicated and steadfast, more so than a lot of the other signs. I mean, there is a comparison to being stubborn. Yes, it's true. But when you're stubborn for the right reasons, I give you great accolades for that, because sometimes people give up and that's just not in your nature. Not in the least. There is that watery element to Scorpio that's quite intense as far as the water signs. And the intensity comes from the fact that they are just raw emotion. They, meaning Scorpios, are ruled by Pluto. And Pluto is the transformational sign. I mean, it knows all about life and death and regeneration and, you know, rebirth. And it falls in the 8th house of, you know, mystery and partnership and other people's money and inheritance and things that come from unexpected ways. Is there's that connection to money again. Scorpio is not one to shy away from how they feel, and they're just going to come right out and let you know. I mean, there's no gray matter a lot of times. It's bold, it's upfront, it's intense, you know. And there's no mistaking how a lot of Scorpios feel. The intensity levels are different depending on their chart and, you know, the degrees of the Scorpio, how many water signs they have in their chart. And also, you know, I would say that this beautiful trine, if you will, when you have a fellow water sign such as Pisces, with the moon in Pisces and Jupiter in Pisces, by the way, extremely fortunate and lucky and creative and filled with love and emotion and joy and happiness right now. You know, luck comes into the picture. That's going to affect you, Scorpio, in big ways. And I think you feel that. I think this time and this year is just, we're all ready for it. We're all opening our hearts to it. And yes, even though you may be a little bit, you hold your emotions sometimes as far as the depth of your love, you always kind of have to really look it over and check it many times versus maybe other signs. You want to make sure, Scorpio, like, you love relationship and you love intimacy and you are known as a sex sign. But that's only because you attribute the emotion and the feeling of intimacy as part of the soul and the real way that you can get to know a person. You know, it's nothing more than that, although that's huge. What I'm trying to say is you're very dedicated, very loyal, and you're a little bit more picky and choosy when it comes to those you want to really invite into your life. So it may take you a little longer, and that's okay. You know, it's not a race. It's not about that. Because when it's right, it's right. And I feel like there's going to be new opportunities to commit this month, or to bring that relationship to another level, or to consider having children if you've been in a relationship for many years. This is the month, okay? And the new solar eclipse will obviously bring new, and you can bring out those intentions and you can just put them out into the universe and imagine them and feel them into reality for yourself. We all have that gift of creativity and manifestation. So I like this a lot for you. It's feeling really good. I'd like to read the 3 major categories I always do for this highlighted connection. And that'll give you even more, answers and hopefully encouragement about this beautiful connection. And stay tuned if you don't necessarily are not resonating per se with the Scorpio aspect of things, Taurus, because it could be somebody that's still coming into your life with the new moon and the fact that retrogrades, which is what we're in, with Gemini in retrograde through the 22nd of this month, and even the shadow period through the earlier part of July. You could very well have somebody come back into your life that was a huge influence and that meant a great deal to you. And there they are again. And that seems karmic, and it seems right, and it seems synchronistic. And there's a lot of that happens as well during times like this, especially with water influence, where we have this psychic ability and in tune to, life's patterns and cycles, and just information that comes through dreams and things that not everybody gets that opportunity to channel into themselves and to utilize in the best possible ways. So the overall energy is the first card category, and that's basically what brought you to this reading, and it just flew right out. And you have the Hangman, okay? Well, I find this interesting and beautiful at the same time, because first of all, I'm using this beautiful Gilded Tarot, and I change the Tarots and the Oracle decks every month and every 2 weeks, actually, because I do the beginning of the month cards and Tarot decks, and then I change them for the end of the months. But this is the absolute major arcana that represents the sign of Pisces. Pisces also, as I said, we have the moon in Pisces today. We have Jupiter in Pisces. For a short stint, it went into Pisces on the 13th of May. Forgive me if I'm not 100% right about that, because right now my mind is not as clear as I would like it to be, but I'm almost positive it was the 13th. And then it'll stay that way through, actually I think it was the latter part of the month, yeah. I'm almost positive, I want to say the 20th. Forgive me, it just happened, and it's going to be there through July 28th. The reason being is it does go into retrograde at the end of the month, on the 20th, I should say, in Jupiter, in Pisces. And it will kind of give you a preview of what's going to happen for you, Pisces, when Jupiter enters your sign for the majority of next year, starting on the 28th of December this year. It was in Aquarius, and we'll go back into Aquarius. But this is a time of incredible, I want to say magic. I want to say revelations, definitely creativity, a peak in your creativity, your love, your compassion. It just makes you feel good. It makes you appreciate. You are incredibly gifted with things just coming more easily when you have Jupiter in your sign. It's just there for, it's a benevolent planet, and it's optimistic. And it was historically your ruling planet, Jupiter, Pisces. Forgive me. So yeah, that's going on right now. And this Hanged Man is a really awesome card. Yes, it represents a pause. It represents just kind of a slowing down, which of course is what retrogrades will do anyway, naturally. But it's okay with you, Pisces, because you're actually noticing this Hanged Man is actually in a blissful kind of state. And a lot of times, not so much in this depiction, but there's a beautiful glow around the head of this person that's hanging there in just kind of its own little bubble or world, which is very common for a lot of Piscean, personality traits. They're just kind of half in the spiritual world, half in the earth at all times. They're old souls that have been through many lives and had many experiences that they love to share and to bring forth to others in their lives in the most loving and caring, compassionate way, through their art, through their expression. And they're just seeing things from a different perspective. I think that's a key note for all of us during this time, and also a great opportunity for healing on any level. I mean, certainly a physical level, but I mean, a lot of times it's our emotional level, especially with what's gone on last year. People, I don't think, are aware of just how much of an impact. I think a lot of people are, but I do feel like there's this a certain percentage that just don't even realize the impact that happened to all of us, you know, because for one, it had never happened. For two, we weren't able to really express it the way I guess a lot of us wanted to. I mean, there were evidence of things needing to come to the forefront, of course, and there was an aggression that was there, which of course had to do with Aries, Mars, the planet of aggression and war, and and fighting for our cause was in Aries, the fiery planet that's the initiator of the astrology, for heaven's sakes. First sign, cardinal, let's get out there, let's prove ourselves, let's be the people we want to be, let's show it and not just sit back and, and wait for it to happen. Well, for 6 months, Mars is in Aries, so yeah, we got a lot of that going on, and I think the healing is happening now and will continue to for some time. But it's a good thing, and you're allowing this to happen in its own time, in your relationships. You know that you can trust. You're here. You've made it through. You feel an incredible amount of gratitude for that. And there's just some beautiful, beautiful, there's a strong sense of renewal and just that faith. The faith is coming back. The faith is coming back. So I love that. I love that a lot for the first overall energy. And yeah, just take the time to go on a vacation. Plan your vacations. That's what we're doing now, especially when you don't necessarily want to forge too quickly into a project or something that will have more delays than you would like. Okay, and being flexible is essential in retrograde seasons, always. And we have a couple more happening retrogrades at the end of the month I'll talk about. But yeah, I like that. To me, it's a very spiritual message for you, Taurus and Scorpio. And so, yeah, just let that sit and listen and feel the sensitivities and the sensual aspect, because you're a very sensual sign, Taurus. And I know that Scorpio is, so I'm thinking there's a lot of beautiful intimacy type of relationships happening, especially between these two, water and earth elements right now. Very much so. Take it in, boy. Just enjoy it for the moment and what's happening. The second category is possible blessings or obstacles. I love this. This has come up a lot. Here we have the water. Yet again, 7 of Cups. Options, opportunities, just everywhere, always. What do you really want to hone and focus in on? Because the idea here is not to get too scattered. I mean, that energy of Gemini can be very scattered and just fast moving and changeable and mutable, because they are a mutable sign, as is Pisces. Open to new things, open to change, just chameleons, if you will, of the zodiac, just able to adapt and try new things and be excited in the process and open to things. And so there's so many. I mean, it's really about focusing in on maybe 1 or 2 and just knowing that is what works for you, whatever that is, in the relationship, as a couple, as a partnership. You are getting a lot of opportunities, and I know that it has to do with just the beautiful energies that are coming for us that we can channel in, like I said, if you choose to do so. It's always free choice, right? They're there. And they'll come back in another form, in another way. That's the great part about it. Don't ever feel like, oh no, I've missed my boat. That's not the case. Not at all. But it's a beautiful, beautiful time for both innovative and creativity, but at the same time, relaxation and really listening to your higher power, your spirit, and, being at peace and calm with that. which in itself is incredibly beautiful and healing to feel the peace, right? That's such an important aspect of all of our lives. And the final category is that of finances, because finances are important. Money is important on the level of energy and how we bring it in, how we choose to value it, how we value ourselves, you know, our time, our energy, what we put forth to create, you know, living and providing for ourselves. And there's so many different ways to do that. I mean, that's countless and limitless, right? And I feel like there's a lot of people wanting to change that and what they're doing for a living. And it was brought to them unexpectedly. Maybe they lost their jobs and they haven't had that same job, but something else is beckoning and bringing that creativity into themselves. Even entrepreneurial work is huge right now with technology and all the beautiful possibilities of what you can do there. And for your financial card, you have the Three of Wands, which I absolutely love, because threes represent growth. It represents, you know, seeing positivity and growth and help and construction, and it's watching your dreams come true right in front of you. You know, the ships are coming in, so to speak, in the background. You know, and it isn't just from just wishing it, though that can of course happen, and it does happen, but it's just from the time and the effort that you put into being still, or to putting the absolute effort on a physical way. The wands represent the fire in us, the spirit in us, the Leos, the Sagittariuses, the Aries. And there's that Sagittarius, you know, beautiful full moon that lit up something in your life that just said, yes, it's time. It is my time, and I'm ready, and I'm eager, and I'm extremely motivated and excited to make this happen. There's that optimism that's there. And asking for help in the process. So when it comes to money, you definitely are building it, and I think it's getting better as I speak. I think that's already happened for a lot of people, because we were finally getting some help from outside, you know, influences, which started from inside because you believed and you allowed that to occur. Excellent, beautiful, beautiful energy. And it could have to do with your wealth of your family and your well-being, because that to me is number one. I actually, forgive me, I cut my finger a little bit. I don't know if you can see it. It's not horrible, but it frightened me because I'm a massage therapist. I'm about to leave and do a couple of clients, and I thought, no, you know how it can just happen so quickly. And I put some of that liquid Band-Aid on it, and it looks terrible, but I'm going to be able to work. This is beautiful. I sat, I allowed the healing to come in. I attended to it. I did some Reiki energy on it, and we're good to go. We all can do that, you know. We all can do that when we fully believe in our power to do so. You've got great capacity to make money. You're going to just build upon what you already have. Taurus, you know yourself. You know you're good at that. People come to you about money situations. Financially, for your relationship or building upon a family, it looks fantastic. It looks beautiful. And you're starting it out by just kind of really listening to yourselves, listening to your heart, listening to the signs and the beckonings that come naturally, that aren't forced, you know, in their perfect divine timing. So I'm going to finish with a beautiful oracle rune. I love the runes. Oh my gosh, the runes have been something that I've been fascinated with. I used to watch a great spiritual rune teacher and reader, and she finally stopped. She was doing it for about 7 years, but you know, that happens, right? New, and then other people close off and the door opens for others and so forth. But I've always been fascinated, and they are remarkably accurate when it comes to a message or something. Like for me, I like to culminate the reading with this rune. And you have, oh my goodness, I haven't seen this in a while. And I don't have them memorized, but I do have the little booklet to express them and explain to you. It looks like a three-pronged, you know, basically it's a letter that represents an energy that represents the message, which I'll read to you. But I don't remember seeing this, but there's that three again. And I think a 3 is that very spiritual Trinity number, you know. It's a very, very crucial number in the universe. I'll just put it that way. And things tend to happen in 3s, and it does, like I said, represent help from within, but also from without. So above, so below. And I put it on the second category, possible blessings or obstacles, with those 7 of Cups and all the opportunities. Let's see what the message is specifically. So that particular rune is, where is that picture? It's funny, I'm not seeing it, but I hope to soon for you. I'll be darned. Forgive me, I'm looking and it, I mean, it can't be that difficult. Am I not seeing it as what it is? Oh, there it is. It is number, what is that? Number 15, Algiz, A-L-G-I-Z. I'm not sure exactly how to pronounce it. But 15, 1 plus 5 equals 6. 6 is the 6th house a lot of times. 6 is the 6th month we're in. It's about the balancing and the duality of things, you know, the up and the downs, and actually making it just right, because you need both of those to create that balance and to know and feel the different polarities. And life is that anyway, right? And Gemini especially being a very prominent energy that we're in right now. So 15, moving forward, it tells the time frame and the word associated. Now, the word associated, interesting, is elk. Elk, the animal, the elk, the strong, you know, family of the deer, right? With the big horns and the strength and the power and the determination, no doubt, to survive and be in the wilderness and so forth. The period is between January 28th and February 11th. So we're speaking of Aquarius. And that is a huge influence this year. And, you know, Jupiter was in Aquarius and will return, as I said, when it passes again through Pisces for this short time between the latter part of May and July 28th. And it's the mind, it's information, it's ideas again, it's the Gemini, it's fellow air sign, it's creativity and expression of information and sharing the information and growing through our minds and our ideas and connection with others, you know, huge. Now the words to this is associated are resistance, help, shield, impulse, recovery, a real impediment that can be overcome. Oh, I love hearing that. Protection granted. Now that right off the bat, that reminds me, makes me think so very much of the hangman and the spiritual aspect of how, you know, we have that ability to create our lives and to understand our higher power, but we are always capable and available to the co-creation that is happening at all times when we focus on that, when we ask for that. And that's the protection. And I always ask for protection during my readings, certainly during my massages and during life in general. You know, that white, beautiful golden light of protection to sheathe us, right? Why not? So that is gorgeous and it makes sense. So yeah, just know what your internal drive and thriving is what's meant to be, but make sure that you just allow it to happen in its own perfect timing. And if you have those opportunities, which you will, make sure that you're just really feeling comfortable and right about the ones you choose, okay? Because if you get too many, it can just kind of, you lose it, you know, you lose the sight and you can't hold on to that. So beautiful. I hope that you resonate with that. I hope it's something that you can connect with right now, but do give it time, because, you know, in the spirit world, I mean, there's no real time frame. Whenever you watch this is perfectly fine. But I think it'll be very influenced by this last eclipse, and then of course the new one coming too, the decisions and the opportunities coming through. So I'm going to go on to your beautiful oracle that has to do with every single Taurus in the world and every one of your connections, Taurus, because you know you're a true blue wonderful spirit that wants to be there for others, and you want to, you definitely want to help, and you do it in a way that's from your heart, and it's, you know, it's intuitive, and it's real, you know, it's authentic, it's natural. You like to do things naturally. You like to just, yeah, speak from your heart. And by the way, you have amazing voices a lot of times. That's one of your definite personality traits and physical traits, I should say, is the ability to have the sound and a voice that either sings well or speaks fluently, and it just is an attraction that people like, and that gives them that sense of warmth and attraction to you. But you have this beautiful psychic tarot for the heart, which I really, really love. It covers the chakras and the major arcana and the different elements all in one. So it's a beautiful deck by John Holland. So your special, beautiful message for today, June 2nd, Taurus, and all of your connections, is observe. That makes me think of this beautiful beautiful overall energy of the Hanged Man, you know, just really observing and seeing things from a different perspective, because that changes everything in our lives when we do that. I know it does for me. A simple change of my mind and thought, and I'm just like, wow, I had not even seen it in that way before. Something someone says, or, you know, your partner says, hey, let's go this way to work together, or, you know, let's check out this location, and you're just like, wow, I've never been here, and I've lived in this area for how long? That type of thing. Observe. And it's 12, and there's that 3 again. So this is a common denominator number for you, Taurus, and all of your connections, and it's a good one. It's a beautiful one. It is definitely divinely guided. So the 1 + 2 equaling the 3, yes. Let me read to you what it says from the book, okay? I love the picture. It's like an astronaut, right? Astronaut. I don't know why I said that. Except for the fact that this person is in a, you know, like a cloak of some kind, and it just has these people around them, and they're upside down, and they're just circling them, and it could be the same person, just seeing things in different ways, actually. I've never seen the card, clearly, but I'm liking it. You got the rainbow, one of the most beautiful, auspicious, all the colors of our chakras and aligning, you know, and representing the different energy fields in our bodies. So the beautiful card. The message for this, though, and the black is always, what is the black? The black is the major arcana, I'm almost positive. Let's double check here. It should show me. Yeah, that's the first ones. Let's see here. Here we go. The key words are, release, surrender, reconsider, patience, cycles, and perspective. I cannot believe this right now. I mean, I just am in awe at how Spirit helps me out and does these readings, because they're so incredibly synchronistic. Those words are exactly what we've been talking about. The perspective is the biggest one to me, and the cycles, of course, because that is all about Pisces, and the knowledge of that, and going with them and riding with them like a watery, you know, sign that they are, just riding the waves and the times, and knowing that the ups will come down and the downs will go up, and it's the cycle of life, right? A new understanding around matters of the heart is waiting to be revealed to you. Be still and observant, like the hangman. I added the hangman part. Now is not the time to take action. Instead, take a step back and wait. Reflect upon the relationship or issue. What is really happening? Release the need of desire to direct the relationship. Surrender to the experience. You'll learn a great deal and ultimately get what you truly need. Sometimes it's in releasing that we discover what we really need, as opposed to what we think we need. Trust the process, have faith in the journey, and let go of the outcome. Absolutely beautiful. And, you know, it's that time that's allowing this. It's going to bring you that wonderful guidance and protection in doing that. The affirmation, I now take a step back and observe my situation in a new light. Okay, that's a really important thing. And by the way, that beautiful full moon eclipse certainly shone light on the subject. And you know, sometimes it's not something we necessarily want to do, but we have that voice saying, I don't know, I think I really better be really, really honest at this point, because why not? And it's just going to continue in a pattern that doesn't really feel good. And by the way, that's a great segue to my next beautiful oracle, the Super Attractor Manifestation deck, because it's about feeling our life that we choose into reality, you know, because when we feel it, it's the last most important key component to manifesting. Yes, you can think and desire and imagine and intend, but the feel is what brings it forth. The feel, and you know that. I think you know that very well with your incredible Venus-ruled sensitivity of sensuality and real natural ways that things are done, okay? The simple things that really make all the difference. Feeling your truth, you know, what's true to you. So your beautiful last message is, and by the way, if you have not liked or subscribed, I would greatly appreciate it if you feel, you know, drawn to do so. I don't ever want you to otherwise. This is a soft sale, but it's really important and it means a lot. It's super supportive. YouTube really likes to see that, to get those numbers going, and, you know, share it, like it, whatever you want to do. Push the the notification bell though, if you want to know what times I'm uploading, because they change due to my other job. But I try to do it similar times, and sometimes the uploads take a day or more. Just whatever works, right? I just do what I do, and I do it for you. So here's your beautiful last message. And it is, I slow down and listen to the guidance that's available to me. Well, this is a very, very important time to rest, to take in, to observe, and see the perspective perhaps in a brand new way, no matter what the circumstance is. You've got angelic help. You are in charge, and you are part of this integral, beautiful consciousness that we all are a part of. So I love and appreciate you. I hope that you feel good. I hope that you will share with me any kind of interesting perspective that you have that is changing, you know, and I look forward to being back here and doing your reading for the mid-month readings. So take especially good care. It's a beautiful, beautiful time. Until then, thank you. Bye for now.